Hello friends, welcome to my little country kitchen. My name is Marianne. Welcome to all you newbies who have found my channel. I really appreciate you coming and watching the show. If you like anything in, please hit the like button, the subscribe. They're both free. Really appreciate it. I am not monetized, but I'm working on getting there, so I need lots and lots of hours. So 4,000 hour watch time. That's a lot. So can you please help me out? Share, like, subscribe, whatever you can do. We are going to be doing a simple sourdough. I got this recipe from Ben Starr. It's literally, we're going to do sourdough in 2 hours. Does that sound possible? It's awesome. Here's my sourdough right here. I'm actually going to modify it. It's a friendship sourdough. So not just flour and water, but it has milk and sugar too. Let's get started. We are doing this with the collaboration that Pike Creek Farms and the Inquisitive Farm Wife started for Friendship Friday. So this is the last one of the summer. So we're going to get started with something a little different. Okay, so in my mixer, I'm going to add 283 grams of warm water. And to that, I'm going to add 1 packet of rapid rise yeast or active dry yeast. Oh, I needed the rapid rise. I don't think I have that one. This one is going to have to do. This is also equivalent to 2 1/4 teaspoons or 1/4 ounce or 7 grams. The baby whisk. And I'm going to add 227 grams of my sourdough starter. And 510 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm going to be using bread flour. You can use either or. And you could knead this by hand, or you can make the mixer do it. We're going to make the mixer do it. I found my other dough hook. Thank goodness. About 5 to 7 minutes. It needs to be smooth. It can stretch for a few inches without tearing. We'll be back. I had to turn it off for a second. It was trying to run away and fall off the counter. It's walking so much. It is a little bit sticky, so I'm adding a little bit of flour. It's not supposed to be sticking to me. See that? I just touched it. It needs more flour still. Every day is going to change because of your humidity and how cold, how dry it is, etc. What kind of flour you use. So just use your best judgment. And my starter is a friendship starter, so it is a little bit runnier. I added about 1/4 cup of flour. Hydration. If I wouldn't turn it on so high, then I wouldn't have to clean up the mess. I forgot to add the salt. Red Bean real salt. Hurry and get that in there. Thank goodness I remembered in time. Just need 14 grams. Who knows how well that's going to incorporate. Oh, not too bad. This is way better. See that? Looks about right. So you could have kneaded this by hand for 10 or 15 minutes, but who has the strength or time or energy for that? Or the patience? Not I. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my memory space dying. Anyway, so we can cover this and let this rest for an hour to 90 minutes until it doubles. But who's got time for that? I want bread like yesterday, right? That's the whole point of this. It's called 2-hour sourdough for a reason. So I'm gonna take a shortcut. Just did some avocado spray in a plastic bowl. That bowl is plenty scraped. Okay. Bowl. Need a lid. This is to my metal bowl, but it'll work in a pinch. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Who likes babe? I want to watch babe. Okay, so we are gonna use a shortcut. Watch. Five minutes. Power level 1. Okay. And when it's on power level 1, it means it's only working 10% of the time. So microwaves have an on function or an off function. And by reducing the power, really it's only working 10% of that 5 minutes. So it's not even gonna get hot. You'll see. We'll be back. Let's see, it already beeped, but I just had to get the dishes done. This is like barely warm at all. See, it hasn't even risen at all. We're gonna wait 1 minute and do it again. I won't bore you with all these reheats. I'm probably gonna do this 5 times.
The cabinets next week, Kyle next week in here.
This wasn't above 100 degrees, so that's good. I decided to do a fold and stretch. Bouncy, spongy. Let it cool off in between. We don't want it to get over 100 degrees because then you're baking it. And since my microwave's powerful, I reduced it down to 4 minutes the last few times. All the moisture on the lid, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Last time. Okay, this is the 5th and final time, and as you can see, it's poofier. It's really soft, awesome, great texture. Okay, let's shape it and get it in a loaf pan. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to preheat the oven to... This is the pan I'm using. I usually use this for banana bread. My beautiful new kneading mat. Woo! Perfect. Okay, we're gonna let this rise another 30 to 40 minutes, and then we'll throw it in the oven. Okay, let's check. This has been rising for, let's see, about an hour and a half. And yes, it looks like it has doubled. It is a little bit lopsided, but oh well. Okay, we're gonna throw it in the oven for half an hour with the lid on, and then I'll take it off. Last 15 minutes. Oh, I wanna squirt it as well. Got my nifty little blade. This is the thinnest blade. It's very bendy, but it cuts so well. Oh, bubble. I do want it kind of like a sandwich though, so we can make sandwiches, so we'll see. This is all one big experiment. We'll see how it works. And if this works, because it was so short of a time, like a sourdough in like 4 hours, really? I'm gonna call it silly sourdough, because that is silly. Let's throw it in the oven. I lowered my rack so it's sitting in the middle. Okay, we'll wait half an hour. Okay, while the bread is cooking, baking, I am going to feed my sourdough starter so I can have more for next time. $51 in flour, 51 in water. Done. That was easy. This was sitting in the fridge and I used the recipe and I pulled it straight out of the fridge. I am going to let this sit on the counter though, so it can bubble up for a day or two. And then I'll stick it back in the fridge or possibly even bake it with it, depending on when I want to make another bread. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, ignore the toasty bits. I forgot to turn it down after I took off the lid. Oh. Let's take the temperature. Make sure it's over 195. And it is. It's 197 and counting. So I'm calling it. Oh, that cooked it way too toasty. But when we cut into this, all will be forgiven, and if I have to, I can just cut off the crust. The chickens will be happy, but we'll still eat the middle. We do not waste food in this house. we'll eat what we can. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool down completely. And I won't need to worry about anybody touching it because no one's gonna want it the way it's looking right now. It's hot. Okay, we'll be back. Let's see. I'm gonna taste it without butter. Crust tastes like it's already toasted. That's funny. It's actually not that bad. I made two mistakes. One, I've never cooked sourdough in that pan before. And two, I left the oven temperature on way too high after I took off the lid, but even the bottom of the loaf, that's really sad compared to this. Happy? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I left the oven on too high. Especially for that pan. Maybe around 400 would have been even better, but anyway. I'm gonna cut the rest of this crust off. The chickens will like it. Let's add butter. What are you doing up there, kitty? The butter's so cold. Okay. Still has that split from when I curled it. Interesting. Oh. Okay, now let's taste with the butter. Hey, Poppy. Oh, hello, Poppy. What are you doing? You silly kitty. You don't go jump on the counter. You say hi. You smell the butter. It's yummy. Jump down. Wow, that's really good bread inside. Other than the burnness, I'm gonna try again today if I have time. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm not gonna upload this till 6 p.m. so.
To see my version
Try
2.0,
you have to subscribe and like and get notifications because I'm posting that in a couple days. Thank you for joining me in my fiasco of my silly sourdough because it ended up burning and I'm the silly one. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.